Hey guys, so welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the new Lalisa video by Lisa from Blackpink, and I want to specifically focus on why CL from 21, you know how she used to be at YG, the same entertainment company as Lisa. I want to focus on why CL should be pissed and what this says about some of this dysfunction in the K-pop industry. Even though you may love the song, you can love all of that stuff and still pour the tea on it, which is what we're gonna do today. Alright, so let's talk about the good stuff first, because yes, Lisa did an amazing job in this video. That was her duty, and she did it with all of her effort and flying colors. She did 120%. There is nothing you should criticize about her as the performer, artist, person, the wonderful energy and spirit that she gave to the work. You can tell that she is very dedicated and she loves her job. We should not criticize her at all. What I do want to criticize though is a bit of the whole production that she's wrapped up in, and let it be a warning to her that she could be CL'd in a couple of years too. Because if you know some of the controversy, or if you've noticed some of it, because I think CL is being a little bit too tight-lipped about this, and I think she finally needs to just come out and say it, because what I do sense truly, and it's very obvious, is that CL has some very unhealed betrayal from this whole situation with her leaving the whole, situation that she had over there. And I don't think it's any kind of coincidence that she's releasing her spicy and, Lalisa's coming out with this. It's kind of like, again, always like pitting these artists against each other. But the reason why I think, in particular, let's break down this video, whether it was an accident or whether it was laziness in terms of repeating motifs, it looked to me like a slap in the face to CL and 21, because there was a lot of things that they just like lifted and copied off of 21's debut video. So 21's debut video, Fire, was, oh my god, like when that came out like 10 years ago, was it already 10? I think it was like literally like 10 years ago. It just blasted onto the scene. Like it was so innovative, and like everyone was like, who is this girl, like CL, like she's just like popping up out of there. And she became like the darling of YG, and she really lifted YG out of, wherever they were in the rankings, and gave them that kind of cutting edge cachet. SM kind of had that kind of like corporate big, like we're the #1 cachet. And then YG started to be more of like we're the cool kid, and then they started to like really kind of show their true colors. But from that point, really, they were really, we saw CL really kind of give a beautiful way of leading the pack. And even though we're about to spill the tea all over this, let's just say that we are very grateful that we have something to pour tea on. The K-pop industry has developed and grown, and so even with something that I believe is so dysfunctional and disrespectful, my goodness, they did such a good job making it. I mean, this was a music video. These days, right? Because, YouTube, like anybody can make videos. These entertainment companies, when they make a music video, they have to bring a production value that nobody else can make, like, inside their own home. And they really did it with all of the set changes, the costumes, the lightings, like everything was just so expensive. And each moment could not be really replicated if it weren't for an entertainment company. So they really delivered on all of that. So what I really want to focus on is what I think it was like, kind of like the slap in the face messages that I think if I were CL and if I were not in a good place, I would interpret as insults. But CL, I think in the end, you should not interpret it as an insult, and you should just rise above it and then slap them back. But this is why we should be pissed off for CL against Lalisa. And sorry if you know all y'all blinks out there, and if you're just all like Lisa fans, like fine, come after this old man. I think I'm not an expert on the YouTube algorithm, but I think it'll help so you do it. I mean, of course, Blackpink has like much more of a YouTube following than little old me, but you go on ahead and you just type. All right, so the first thing is CL should be pissed off with the lyrics, because there's an obsession with this la 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 la. In Fire, there was la 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 la. I mean, do they just repeat all this stuff? And then in Lalisa, it's like la 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 la. I don't know. Like you've seen the video. La la la. What's my name? Hey la 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 la. So there is, in general, like outside of this, I've heard like even with like Lady Gaga, there is a strategy with pop music. If you use like these baby tones, like Gaga la la, even as an adult, it really kind of triggers some sort of attachment or connection, and it draws us in. So perhaps that's why they're doing that. But why are they repeating that? Why are you making it so obvious? All right, second, ringing alarms and stuff. 21, you better ring the alarm. And then in Lalisa, it says, want you to ring the alarm. 세상에게 알려 내 이름에다 입 맞춰. Same thing, ringing alarms and stuff. All right, the third, obsession with me all the time. So like in Fire, there was like na mi michi po, and of course that's like michida, it means like want to go crazy, but it's like me is like giving that also the kind of the impression of just me. But then right a couple lines after, it's like na, which means I, or me again. Obsession with me. And then Lalisa, just say Lalisa love me, Lalisa love me, call me Lalisa. I mean, she is just like saying like love me, and just like give me attention. I mean, if it weren't so sparkly, that's kind of pathetic. In a way, it sort of reminds me of, like the Room Salon video that we did, where like these girls are like kind of like training and putting out these messages out there for like these girls. This is like how these girls have messaging to try to get these customers to say that they want them, that they're the ones that they should request every time they go to the bar. And the other song that 21 was well known for, 내가 제일 잘 나가, that was graciously interpreted as I'm the best, but really that means I sell the best. Yeah. As in like kind of like prostitution-y, a little bit like human traffic-y, and it's sort of like a factory order or retail sales term that's applied to that whole kind of like nightclub industry. It's a little sick. So yes, we are showing more and more of these true Burning Sun colors. Yes, we are. Speaking of burning, let's look at this. Fire. Yeah, the song is literally called Fire, and in the lyrics, it says, and we are about to set the roof on fire, baby. You better get yours. I'm gonna get mine. And then in Lalisa, it says, burn, burn, burn. That's what, to quench my thirst, I sip on champagne, sip, sip. And then that's how I lift my body up. And in fire, they're saying that the fire will release the body. So again, it's like the same thing repeated. I mean, it's like he's literally copying the debut of CL's and 21's Fire. Is that intentional or laziness, or is that a slap in the face? You guys, let's keep going. Oh, and let's relate this back to, you know, that story that I said about Amy, about like that girl that she interacted with, fought with at that club 10 years ago at that Halloween party where that girl smashed a vodka bottle and went for the throat? Well, look, it comes up right here in the lyrics. In Lalisa, you cannot see me. 어떻게 하는지 다 보여줘도. Like, even if I show you, no, you cannot see me. From Thailand to Korea, passing through to here, went for the throat. The throat. Now, yeah. So the themes here, regardless of whether it's CL or whether it's Lalisa, has nothing to do with them. It's more about the whole kind of themes from this particular company seems very narcissistic. And narcissistic is not necessarily just obsession with yourself, it's an obsession with putting other people down because you're so insecure about yourself. That's why you're obsessed with yourself, really. But you're really more obsessed with other people because the obsession is not necessarily about you. You're always monitoring other people to press them down, because that's the only way you can lift yourself up, because there's no way you can lift your own self up because you have nothing inside of you, so you always have to like push people down. And so even stuff like this, where like put that on stereo, everyone else on low, protect it like a barrier, promise there's nothing scarier. This is what it was in Lalisa. And then the whole lyric of like, loudest in the room, I'm the loudest in the room, like I always gotta be the loudest in the room. Girl, it's so tiring. She gotta be the loudest all the time. You're gonna see people like, there's some reaction videos out there that go crazy, they love it, and there is some stuff to love. But some of the scary reactions that I've seen were like people just being like fed by this, because, and you're seeing that there is a wish fulfillment. If you cannot be the ultimate narcissist in your actual life, you are fed by this type of video, and it is like a wish fulfillment, like she's the ultimate B. And when they say like, oh, I stand the queen, like she's the best, like they're literally saying like, that is me, like that's who I am, that's who I want to be, and that basically fulfills like what they see themselves as finally in fruition. Now the reason why also it's a hit, and then that, you know, normal people defend it, normal people say like, Sean, what's the big deal, is because we normal people can also somewhat enjoy this, because normal narcissism is that we take this as kind of like a temporary lift. Like, you know, like before you're going out to public speech, you got to tell yourself, I am the best, you know, like I am, you know, better than everybody else, like, you know, I can do this. Like you pump yourself up, but you know it's fake, you know it's just you just need a temporary kind of like a steroid shot or something. And even if like maybe you kind of maybe put people off, you're just doing it to try to get through like some sort of stressful or challenging situation, and then at the end you're just totally leaving it behind. And so that's kind of like how normal people maybe would kind of appreciate or jam to this, like in a club. And that's how normal people can enjoy like narcissistic products like this. But the people who make this kind of stuff live this stuff all day. And that's why they fight with each other, and that's why you get CL'd. Alright, so now let's go over why CL should be pissed off with the imagery. Maybe we should have gone over the imagery first, because images in a music video speak really loudly. But the jacket, right off the bat, when Lisa walks in with that gown and then suddenly it turns into that jacket, immediately in my mind I was just like, boom, that was that fire jacket. Like, yes, it's updated. That's like 10 years ago, okay? So like fashion changes, but then it didn't really change that much. And then like, what is she trying to say? That she basically stole the jacket off of CL's back? Yes. I would have been pissed. I would have been like, give me back my jacket. Then the girl's on the motorcycle. CL was the one on the motorcycle. Yeah, granted that, other people have been on motorcycles before in music videos. CL certainly wasn't the first one, but why she got to be on a motorcycle too, Lalisa? Like, how does that even make sense? Like, what you doing on like an evening gown and then on a motorcycle? And then let's just talk about like, how derivative was that Lisa scene where she comes in like as a police agent with like the megaphone? That was so like G-Dragon's coup d'etat. Like, where is the originality here? Like, they basically just gave her all this recycled stuff. And I honestly think like if it weren't Lisa doing it, it could have looked kind of cheesy. Like, she made it look good. Like, she probably gave it that newness. So you all didn't recognize how recycled and tired all of this stuff was, because she made it look new, she made it look good, and she made it look all hot, but all this stuff has just been like repeated. And don't tell me like, like everything is repeated like anyway. This is totally repeated, like repeated. Anyhow, so in the end though, I don't think CL should care too much because she got her own spicy thing and she has her own path forward. But I do think that she is carrying a lot of this unhealed trauma from whatever experience this was with that company. And I will say that I do know some other people from that company that did not have a good end, and I don't think that they also had a very healed experience. And that's the thing, like, CL, like, what is he gonna do? What more can he do to you? You should probably, like, I see how like much you're trying to say stuff. Like, I mean, she puts coded messages and like, sort of like semi-invisible ink like in her Instagram, like trying to like, like throw shade and stuff. But why don't you just get out there with it and just do it? Why not? I mean, people will already love you for it, and there is nothing more that he probably can do to you that he hasn't done and won't continue to do. Like, whatever promises he's probably made of like, oh, I won't do this to you, he's probably, no. You gotta just make sure that you heal on your own terms, and why not even just go out there and do it the way you want? Because I kind of feel like there's something like really like you are kind of like, it's kind of like blocking your second chakra, not second chakra, what is this chakra? The throat chakra. And that is what you need to sing and stuff. And so you should probably just let it out, spill that tea so that we can also pour it and have ourselves a tea party too. And we will just be there. We will be there for you. And Lisa, you should also take some notes. Come to this tea party too, because you can be CL'd very, very, very soon. Just saying. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Tune in next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Find us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Love you.